Hey guys, Christina here, and today I have a look at what we read in our homeschool for the month of January. If you're new here, we have 5 children. They're currently 2, 5, 8, 9, and 11. And so that's the toddler, kindergarten, grade 3, grade 4, and grade 6. So for read aloud, we start off reading this book here, The Story of Rolf and the Viking Bow. We only made it about a quarter, less than a quarter of the way through. The language was just so hard with this book, so hard. And it sounds like a really good story, but the kids were having trouble understanding it. I was having a hard time reading it, and so we actually just decided to toss it to the side. Now, I did look up, and they do have it on Audible, so we may, when we do history again, because this went along with our Story of the World, I'd probably get it on Audible, because I think it is a good story, but it was just proving too tough. So put that one aside. We moved on to this one. This is The Sword in the Tree by Clyde Robert Bula. Very short and simple. There's some illustrations in there. I didn't think it was that great. It was okay, but it's supposed to be a really good book. It was okay. Then we moved on to Adam of the Road, which again, another one that goes along with Story of the World. Ads did this one. This is by Elizabeth Janet Gray. This is a good story. The only thing about this one, I'll show you the inside. There's a few illustrations. Was that you kind of thought it was going to end and then something else would happen, and then, okay, it's going to end soon, and then something else would happen. So it feels like this should almost be like maybe 3 different books. There was a lot in there, but the kids liked this book, and it definitely gave a lot of information about the Middle Ages and the time that we're learning about through story. So that was a good book. The next one we read, again with our Story of the World, is The Samurai's Tale by Eric Christian Hoggard, I think is how you say that. I'll show you in here. And this is a good story. It was a little slow at first, and some of the language again was hard, reading some Japanese names, just not easy for me. But we read it. And again, it taught a lot about the life of the samurai in that time period in Japan. So the kids really liked this book. That was a good one. And then we went to read our last book of the month, which was going to be this one, The Adventures of Robin Hood by Roger Lancelyn Green. I'll show you inside. And we've had a lot of sickness going through our home, and I was having trouble reading, and so we actually got behind reading this one. And so when it came time to start this, I was just like, I don't think I can do this. So what I did was I ended up going on Audible and getting the other version of it, The Merry Adventures of Robin Hood. And it's a Robert Pyle, I think is how you say it. We've read one of his other books before, Otto of the Silver Hand. And we got the one that's narrated by Christopher Kazanov, I want to say. And so we've just started that. We're probably about 2 hours in, and we were really enjoying it. Again, it's an older language, and so it's a little harder. This one here, I think this was written in the 1930s, whereas the other one, the other version was in the 1880s. So I kind of just took the easy way out. I just felt like I had to do it. I had to do it, that's life. So we're really enjoying that one, though. The narrator's fantastic. And this one's just gonna go on our shelf. My kids can read it. It's another version of it. Someone will read it at some point, for sure. So then the other audio books that we listened to, we started off by listening to The Hero's Guide to Saving Your Kingdom by Christopher Healy. If you're not familiar, it's a series of books, and that's the first in the series. And it's about Prince Charming. And you notice in all the fairy tales, there's, you know, the princesses' names, Rapunzel and Cinderella and stuff, but it's always Prince Charming. They don't actually have a name. And so it's a story about the Prince Charmings from those stories and who they actually are and their names, and how kind of their Prince Charming status came about, and about having to save the kingdom after the fact from a witch. And it's just, it's really, it's very funny, and our whole family really enjoyed it. And it was kind of a lot of subplots, so maybe a little older children, but it was just really funny. And it gave the princes names and backstories. It was a good listen to. Definitely, if you're looking for something fun, have a listen to that. Oh, and then we moved on to listening to Wonder by R.J. Palacio, I think it is. We, of course, everyone You probably heard of the book Wonder. So we went ahead and listened to it, and then we're gonna watch the movie later on and see how it compares. It was a good story. I kind of had some mixed feelings about it. It was very real and very raw in the way that the character was treated and some of the other children acted, which I think is good. I think that's real life. But then there were some parts that I didn't feel were very realistic. So kind of mixed. And I'm not sure how the book, I believe the book is the same way, that is kind of written from different views, and I wasn't expecting that. I didn't realize there were different narrators, which was a little surprising, but I'm really glad we listened to it. I think it had some really good value to it, and so we're gonna watch the movie next, like I said, and see how it compares. Yeah, and then we're listening to the Robin Hood one right now. So those are our audiobooks. So the kids, my 3 oldest boys, so grade 3, 4, and 6, they read Horrible Histories, the Measly Middle Ages, which I'll try and insert a picture. They all read this book. They said it was okay, hit and miss, but they all had a look through that one. And then my 8-year-old, he read this book here, Tournament Days, and it's just some short stories with illustration. And he said that was good. He liked that one. And then I had my 2 oldest boys have a look through here. How to Live Like a Medieval Knight. This is very, very short, and it's got pictures and explanations, just to go along with our story of the world again. So they had a look at that one. And then my children have not been good at keeping track of, sorry about that, our power just went out. We have quite a deep freeze right now, and power went out. It's back on. So my kids have not been the best at keeping track of the books they've been reading every month, and they seem to be reading a lot of comic books and more simple books, so they haven't been writing them down. My 11-year-old did read the book, though, A Dog's Way Home by W. Bruce Cameron, and he said he liked it. He's looking forward to seeing that movie, and so he is, it's an adult book, I believe. It's quite thick, actually. He said he liked it, looking forward to seeing the movie. So then moving on to me, this month I read, my 2-year-old's walking around. Someone's coming to say hi. I read Two Old Women, An Alaska Tale of Betrayal, Courage, and Survival, and that's by Velma Wallace. I really like this book. This is one I'm going to try and add into my children's read-alouds for kind of more modern times, but it really speaks to the importance of elderly people. And even that term elderly, it has that connotation to it, but that people have so much to offer even in their later years, and they have great strength and wisdom, and we can really learn from that, and we need to appreciate that. So I really enjoyed that book. And then I've also been reading this book here, which is What Alice Forgot. I think it's Leanne Moriarty. This guy's popping his head around here. I'm almost done it. You can see here. You know, there's some books that I feel like you just, whether it's the character, the situation, the theme, power just went out again. Oh well. You just really resonate with it, and this is one of those books that it resonates with me, and I am really enjoying it. I'm excited to see how it ends because it's kind of suspenseful as well. So that's a really good book. The lights went out. They're back on now. And then this one here, I'm just starting it. It's The 5 Love Languages of Children by Gary Chapman and Ross Campbell. I really like the adult version of this. I read it, I think, twice. So I'm excited to read the kids one and to get through this. So I think that's a look at everything that we've read. If you have any questions, leave them in the comment section down below. Oh. Or I'd love to hear what you guys are reading in your homeschool right now. I love getting suggestions and hearing new things. And there goes the lights again. So I think I will say bye. Oh, you got booger nose. And I hope you're having a great day. Take care. Bye.
Bye.
Say bye.
Bye.
Bye.